Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I prepare my traditional stew, okay, with palm oil. Okay, so the beginning of the video you can see how I prep all my ingredients, how I fried my fish. Okay, this is my rock fish. Okay, I fried it very well. And this is my kpanla fish. I also fried it. Okay, it's dried kpanla fish, but I fry it as well. Okay, so that it will not get scattered when I'm making my stew. So when you fry your kpanla this way before using it to prepare your stew, you will really love it. And this is my palm oil, my onions. I've already sliced it, and a little bit of the oil that I used to fry my fish. And over here is my locust beans, salt and seasoning cube. And I have my cow skin already washed and clean and seasoned as well. Okay, and I have my seasoning that I'm going to be using. So this stew, we are not going to be using curry, thyme and all that. Okay, we are going to be keeping it plain. Okay, so I have over there spicy chicken flavor and mivina, and I have my chicken seasoning over here, and I have my garlic powder and ginger powder. So I've already prepped all my tomatoes. As you can see, I blend it and I steam it. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to be adding palm oil to my pot. Okay, so I'll add palm oil. So I'm going to be bleaching this palm oil, not too much. Okay, so this is how I want it. So after that, I'm going to be adding a little bit of my vegetable oil. So this is the oil that I use to fry my fish, and I'll add my onions to it. So after adding my onions, I will just give it a good stir. I will stir it proper, and I'll leave it for like 2 to 3 minutes before adding my tomatoes to it. So before adding my tomatoes, first of all, I'm going to be adding my locust beans. Okay, I want the flavor of the locust beans to come out, as in to release its flavor out. Okay, so this way, when you make your stew this way, your local stew, guys, you will really love it. Okay, at this moment, in fact, the flavor of these onions and locust beans is everywhere around my kitchen. Okay, you can just imagine the flavor that is coming out right now, guys. So next, I'm going to be adding my blended tomatoes, scotch bonnet pepper, habanero pepper, onions, and tatashe to my pot. Okay, so I'll just add it and I'll give it a mix. I'll mix it proper. So at this stage, after stirring it, I'll just cover the stew and I'll allow it to cook on a very low heat. Okay, so we don't need to high our heat before we cook our stew so that it will not get burnt. Okay, so we'll just cover it and cook on a very low heat. So after cooking it for like 10 minutes, okay, I was stirring it every 2 minutes. Okay, so this stage I'm going to be adding my other ingredients to it. Okay, so I'm going to be adding my garlic powder, I'm adding my ginger powder, and my chicken seasoning. Okay, so I'm adding half teaspoon each of my ingredients. Okay, after stirring it proper, I'm going to be adding my kitchen glory, my mivina, and my spicy tea. Okay, so I'm adding half each of those spices that I just add now. Okay, I added half to it, and I'll give it a good stir. So after stirring it proper, I'm going to be adding my cow skin to it. So at this stage, I'll transfer all my cow skin to it, and I will just give it a stir, cover it for like 10 to 15 minutes. I'll just stir it together. After stirring it together, and I'll allow the cow skin to absorb all the goodness from that stew. Okay, so before I cover it, I'm going to be adding my seasoning cube to it. Okay, so I'm going to be adding 1 seasoning cube to my stew. All right, so after adding my seasoning cube, I will just cover the stew and allow it to cook on a very low heat for like 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so I add my salt as well, stir it together and allow it to cook. Okay guys, this is like about 20 minutes. Okay, I allow my stew to cook on a very low heat. Okay, gently. I don't want to over high the heat so that my stew will not splash all over the place. Okay, so that is the main reason I use a very low heat to cook the stew. Okay, so at this stage I will just stir it together. After stirring it, I'm going to be adding my crayfish to it. Okay, so I have crayfish over here, so I will just add it to it and adding my crayfish, I'm going to be transferring my fish inside my pot. Okay, so I'll just add everything to it, give it a good stir, and I'll cover it for like 10 minutes on a very low heat as well. Okay, I'll add a little bit of water. So I'm sorry I lost that clip. Okay, and I'll allow it to cook. So guys, here is our stew is ready. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.